Welcome back to Vanishful Plays.
I am Cory, more commonly known as Subject Alpha, and I'm here to play the Stanley Parable on his channel.
This is the Stanley Parable. Cory has never heard of it. This is going to be awesome. I do apologize, we are doing this instead of Smash this week. But we'll be back with regularly scheduled Smash next week. When they're talking, we don't talk.
Fair enough.
That's really the only rule going on here. Plus, you should be listening to it anyway, since you've never heard of the game.
Alright, let's do this.
The end is never the end, is never the end is loading.
I took a look at the couple of the achievements he showed me, and I'm already pretty into this.
Ones I don't have are don't play the game for 5 years, play the game for an entire duration of a Tuesday.
Unachievable.
This achievement is impossible. Shit like that.
It's great.
Man, I guess we should just started up the loading. Only the very beginning takes a lot of loading. I don't know why. It's got a cutscene to load up. I think it doesn't like the recording software. It says we're at 1 frame a second right now.
That's great.
But that's fine. We can sit here with witty banter.
I don't know, are our comedic stylings enough to keep people entertained while this bar kind of just cranks up?
I hope not. I usually try not to be comedic.
Oh, the cat's enjoying her new toy.
If you heard that, that was a cat ball bouncing down the stairs with a bell inside of it.
Just for future reference, that's not a cat testicle, that's a cat
I said
ball.
cat toy.
You said
Did
cat
I say...
ball.
Whatever. It's a cat testicle.
Put the bell inside of it.
That's the best kind of cat ball. Wow, this was crazy. Okay, here we go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Puberty?
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Sounds like
no one
puberty to
had
me.
showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happen. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Yay.
Alright, I'm in control.
You now have agency. I think it's space to duck. Click to interact with shit.
Right. Well, you can't interact with anything yet, but... Onward.
And upward.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
I
mean?
feel like
Stanley
you move
decided
really
to go
fast.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Would you rather move slow?
Good point.
I think there was a button to walk. I don't remember what it was, but if you want to check the controls, you can.
That's no big deal.
You know what? It might be shift. Try shift.
No?
No? Alright. In most games, shift is the run button. That's what I was thinking.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did I? I'm a rebel.
Really?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's probably it.
That's great.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
But yet I can't drink.
Those are cold drinks.
Oh.
It says so.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I can't stop giggling at this. This is great.
Yeah, Stanley Parable's pretty damn phenomenal.
Stanley
Oh.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
What the fuck?
Oh, Cory. Wait, go back. My favorite sign in the game is in this room. Turn around.
What?
If you were lying right now, stop. I don't know, something about that sign really cracks me up.
I'm not really a woman.
Do not lie. If you're lying right now, please stop. Will cause death.
Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Oh, this got dark fast.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Okay. Hi, forklift.
Hi. That was my forklift impression.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I feel like I'm missing something here.
I don't know. What have you done?
Picked up the phone? The fuck?
Okay.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Hi.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
This
Come
motherfucker is
inside.
the male version
Let me
of
show you what's
GLaDOS.
really going on here.
Yes.
Hi, wife.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Wait, what?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
That's gonna make me kill myself, isn't it?
It can't make you do anything.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch.
What?
Now he's going home.
I'm doing none of these things.
He's coming back to work.
I'm not.
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Sir.
I think he's talking about the menial choices you make throughout every day.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Jesus Christ.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
I don't even have a
First,
TV.
he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Fucking right door.
You picked it. He told you to go to the left.
As he wandered
I'm a
through
rebel.
this fantasy world,
This is where
he
a rebel
began to
gets
fill
it.
it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it The Stanley Parable.
Okay.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
Dick.
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I hate you. Screw you.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
Oh, God
How
damn
can
it.
I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Alright, so noose, gun, pills.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I...
What have you done?
I don't know. Wait, I didn't even have to kill myself. I died. Okay.
Here, hit escape. That's going to do it for today.
I am so lost right now.
Tune in tomorrow for more Stanley Parable.